Hello, and this is my favorite podcast and episodes of the year 2019. Most of them are here. Some of them got deleted, but most of them are here. There's quite a few. I'm just going to go through the names and the podcasts. So the first one is WSJ, Your Money Briefing. That's the podcast. We have Will the rental industry survive an economic downturn? Vacation with your significant other. Who pays for what? And food companies bet on Americans getting the munchies. Then it's a different podcast, WSJ Tech News Briefing. We have Please Like My Vacation Photo, I Hired a Professional. The Future of Connection, Isolation, and Home Cooking. Cybersecurity Workers Needed, No Experience Needed. The Amazon Echo, Your Newest Co-Parent, ? And now we're moving to What Goes Up. It's by Bloomberg. We have only one episode, Embracing Marvick Risk. We have from a different podcast, Very Bad Wizards. We have one episode, A Reach Around Knowledge and Bottom Performance, the Dunning-Kruger Effect. We have one by The Rubin Report, What is Causing the Current Madness of Crowds, Douglas Murray interview. We have one by The Knowledge Project with Shane Parrish, Daniel Kahneman, Putting Your Intuition on Ice. Next podcast is The Kevin Rose Show. We have episode 33 and episode 37. The podcast The Journal, we have The City Where College is Already Free. Why Faster Internet Isn't Worth It. New Gig Work Law Leaves California Scrambling. Then India rewrites the rules for big tech. The end of film industry's permanent decrease. Snapchat's secret dossier on Facebook. And then we have the Jordan B podcast, episode number 40, episode number 37, and then 12 rules Hamilton Courage. Moving on to the Joe Rogan Experience, episode number 1325, episode number 1323, episode number 1311, episode number 1274. And then moving on to that indicator from Planet Money, it's by NPR. How Stories Shape the Economy. Finance Friday with Mary, Volume 5, Why Fees Matter. And the White Claw Tax Law Flaw. How a String Quarant Explain Healthcare Costs. Hope I said it right. The Battle for the Office Thermostat. And what sex work reveals about risk. We have The Daily by the New York Times. The Secret Push to Strike Iran. Hacking the Russian Power Grid. And the President Takes on China Alone. You have The Shortwave from NPR. The Science of Small Memory. I do not recommend that podcast. I started listening to it, and after a little while I stopped because it's not as good, but looks like I still found two podcasts that were good, 2 episodes. And then we have Most U.S. Dairies Cows from 2 Bowls. That's not good. We have from the Sean Carroll Mindscape Culture or podcast, whatever you call it, episode number 54 and episode number 53. I think I'm unsubscribed from this podcast because the ads are a little bit annoying. They're abrupt. And there is a few times during the episode. Same thing with The Room Report. I am subscribed, but most episodes I did not listen. I would listen to more, but because of the abrupt advertisement, it's really annoying. So I barely listen to any episodes. Next episode is Rationally Speaking, episode number 240 and episode number 236. We have Planet Money podcast by NPR, episode number 773, episode number 942, episode number 770, episode number 932, episode number 598, episode 929, episode episode 926, episode 924, episode 416. So there is quite a few of Planet Money ones. It's a good podcast, short and interesting. Philosophize This, episode number 137, episode number 132. And then we have Making Sense with Sam Harris, episode number 179, episode number 178, episode number 175, number 166, number 164. Then Lifegate by NPR 2. You have How Do I Get This Out? Your Guide of Stain Removal. The Truth About Carbs and Calories. Trust Your Gut, Beginner's Guide to Intuitive Eating. And then next podcast by NPR is Hidden Brain, Creatures of Habit. And Screaming Into the Void, Baby Talk, U 2.0, Deep Work, U 2.0, Rebel with a Cause, Facts Are Not Enough, Our Animal Instincts, People Like Us, Creating God, A Dramatic Cure, For Sale by Owner. Next podcast, I think they're no longer releasing new episodes, is FT by Alpha Chat. It's by FT Alpha Chat by Financial Times. Nouriel Roubini on the US-China. And then we have Jay Shamba, I don't know how to say his name. And then Robert Chiller. And then the next podcast is Econ Talk by Russ Roberts. Some interesting episodes there, definitely. Kimberly Clausing on Open and Progressive Case for Free Trade. Jared Gigerns, I don't even know how to say the name, on Gut Feeling. Susan Mayer on What Money Can Buy. Keith Smith on Free Market Healthcare. Rory Suthernold on Alchemy. That was good. I read the book too. Ryan Holiday on Stillness is the Key. George Will on The Conservative Sensibility. David Depner on Leadership, Confidence, and Humility. Adam Sifu on The Case for Being a Medical Conservative. Robert Burton on Being Certain. And Amy Webb on Artificial Intelligence, Humanity, and the Big Nine. Then the last podcast is The Business Daily by the BBC. Have You Paid Your Taxes? And End of the Road for U.S. Truckers? ? So those are the main episodes and podcasts I recommend. I'll just go through the podcasts I recommend that are better than the rest. So Econ Talk is one of them. Hidden Brain, definitely one of them. We have Planet Money, Sam Harris, Making Sense with Sam Harris. That's the Planet Money one by NPR. Rationally speaking, most of them are good. The Daily, they mostly have good episodes. The Indicator is short, and mostly, not all of them are good, but some of them are good, and it's very short. It's about 10 minutes. And The Journal, definitely a good podcast. Definitely recommend that one. It's about 20 minutes each one, and they always have some good hosts and interesting topics. And there is also the WSJ News, which I don't have much episode that I like, but it's just news, and I'll definitely recommend that one. Additionally, there is the Up First by NPR. Again, it's just news, nothing I liked about a specific episode, but also a good podcast. And that's it for 2019. Thank you.